back to another video. So today I want to share with you guys my monthly tray for November. These are a lot of the fragrances that I've been wearing for the month of November. It's the beginning of holiday season. It's starting to get cold. We are finally in the throes of fall. Although Mother Nature has like another thing coming for us because it has not been cold. Not at all, not recently. Maybe we've had a couple cold days, but it has been weird weather. But just I've already had like my fragrances picked out for the month, so I just wanted to like quickly discuss them with you. And I think this month I was really going for was focusing more on designer fragrances. Now, you know, whoever has been kind of watching my videos know that I'm a big cheapy fan. I love affordable fragrances. Last month, October, featured a lot more affordable fragrances. This month, it's more designer. I've got a couple fragrances that are new to my collection. Some old loves. And just some fragrances that I'm like testing out and seeing if I really want to keep them still. Let me just, get started and share one of the fragrances that I've actually really enjoyed. This is new to my collection, and this is Valentino's Voce Viva Intensa. And this surprised me. This was a blind buy, disclaimer. It was a blind buy. And I had no business blind buying this. But, I bought it for like $20 at Burlington. And this is a really, really nice vanilla fragrance. It's a very simple white floral orange blossom vanilla fragrance. But there's something really pleasant about it. It's not a complex scent. This is one of those perfumes that just smells good. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want anything that's too complicated, like too much going on. You just want something that'll get you through the day and that will smell good. This is Voce Viva. It is a very crowd-pleasing scent. Really, I pick up a lot of orange blossom, so there's like a type of citrusy sweetness and a lot of vanilla. I read on the notes that there is a note of bourbon vanilla. So I think that's what gives it a little bit more of a richness, or maybe that's what gives it that intensa quality. What I think is that as I was wearing this reminds me a little bit of Mont Blanc's Signature. They're not at all dupes. They don't even smell anything alike. But the same way how Mont Blanc Signature is like a creamy, orangey vanilla, like a creamsicle, as a lot of people like to describe it. It's an orangey, fruity vanilla. This is the same, but in a more darker, syrupy, like more mature grown version of it. So I would say, like, if Mont Blanc Signature would be a great daytime fragrance, Valentino's Voce Viva's Intensa would probably be more appropriate for an evening wear. Although this can easily bring you from daytime to nighttime. I really liked this fragrance. Like I said, this is one of those easygoing, simple, sweet, floral vanilla fragrances. Got a lot of compliments while wearing this. I was not expecting that. And it honestly smells a little more fresher than what that bourbon vanilla makes it seem. This was a very successful blind buy, and I was smart because I blind bought a travel size and not a full size fragrance. So give credit to where credit is due. But I really enjoyed this fragrance, and I will say, gorgeous bottle. Even though it makes me think of those studded belts from 2000s and 2010s, I do like this. I like how sturdy this bottle is. And it's a spray, not a roller ball. So that one is amazing. Another new designer in my collection. This is Yves Saint Laurent's Black Opium Extreme. I overbought this. I think I paid too much for it, but I always wanted a black opium in my collection because I've heard a lot of back and forth about it. For some reason, it's a very polarizing scent, although a lot of people really like it. I think because of how popular black opium is, it is more subject to people brushing it off. But I will say that black opium is quite an iconic scent. Like when you smell it, you immediately know it's black opium. And smelling it now, I'm like, oh yeah, I've smelled this before. And it's very nice. This one is the extreme version, so this one has a touch less sweetness. It's less sweet than the original, less of a fruity opening than the original, and it amps up more on that patchouli coffee combination. And I actually really appreciate that. It gives it more of a maturity. And I will say it's more warmer. I would classify this as more of a very warm, earthy floral. I think there's jasmine in the mid. So I get a lot of the coffee aspects. I get an earthy, not a dirty patchouli, but more of like an earthiness that grounds that white floral component to it. And I actually really, really enjoyed this. This is a cold weather scent only. I could not imagine wearing this when it's hot because of how heavy and warm and like earthy it is. I think if you wear this in the wrong climate, that's when it can kind of lean towards that dirty quality. But beautiful during the colder season, great for nighttime wear. I can see why people say that this is a very sexy scent, because a lot of people that I think when people think of black opium, they tend to wear it in occasions where they feel their best, they look their best. And this just kind of puts that little cherry on top. Like, if you're dressed to the nines, you got your little black dress on, you got your heels on, your red lip, your hair is done, nails done, everything, everything did. And then you top on with black opium. I think that's when people really feel their best. This is quite a nice fragrance. I don't think it deserves as much hate as a lot of people say it is. It's probably just by association. But I will give credit to where credit is due. Black opium is quite an iconic scent of the past 20 years. And man, they keep pumping out flankers upon flankers upon flankers. And I think they just add little twists and turns to the base scent. But yeah, I enjoyed wearing this for November. A fragrance that I'm revisiting, I should say, is Coach Signature. This is Coach Eau de Parfum. And I'm revisiting this one again. I wore this during the springtime. I think it was late spring, early summer. And I didn't know how I felt about it. And to be honest, I still don't know how I feel about it. It's cooler now, and I'm wearing it again, and I'm just like, this one I'm not impressed with, which is so funny because I like their flankers more than the original. Something about this one I don't necessarily care for. It's got nice notes. There's raspberry, there's rose, there's a suede note in this. I think there's patchouli. I can't remember. I think there's patchouli in the base. But that, I don't know if it's that raspberry opening that I just don't care for. Because then later in the dry down, it smells like, like a rose soap. It has that soapy rose quality. And honestly, the most that I can say about it is that it's okay. In my opinion, it's okay. There are other rose fragrances that I prefer. And I think I'm noticing that I don't necessarily care for raspberry notes all that much. Maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just the fragrances that I have. So I don't know if I may be keeping this, and which is sad because like I said, I've given this some wear. And this is such an affordable designer fragrance. You can find this easily discounted, but I don't think that the original the Eau de Parfum is for me. I much, much prefer some of her flankers. I will say something about this is very similar to Mon Paris. Not, again, not dupes. They don't smell the same. But something about like that fruity, that fruity opening mixed with some florals and some patchouli in the base. There's something similar in it, in that composition. This one just has an added suede note. So I will say if somebody, if you like Mon Paris, you might like Coach Eau de Parfum. I don't care for either. So I guess that shows that I don't need this one. So like I was saying, I prefer her flankers. So this is her sister. This is Coach Wild Rose. I really like this one. This is a jammy, sweet, slightly sour or slightly tart rose with a very warm, ambery dry down. This one's gorgeous. I've given it some wear, but a little goes a long way with this particular flanker. It's very strong in the opening. And this, I've noticed, wears best in cooler weather. I don't like to wear this when it's warm. It gives me a headache. But during cooler weather, this was absolutely beautiful. This smells so good, and it's worth all the hype. And for something, again, affordable, you can get this easily discounted. Much, much, much prefer than the Eau de Parfum. An old time favorite, and I feel like I haven't given this one much talk or much wear, but I'm halfway through this little bottle. An old time favorite is M by Mariah Carey. And when I said an old time favorite, I've loved this fragrance for like 15, 20 years. My mom had this fragrance way back in the day. And I remember when she would leave for work in the mornings, like early mornings, and I would sneak into her room and spray on a couple of this fragrance before school. Like, I love this fragrance. This is such a unique celebrity fragrance, an underrated celebrity fragrance. I've never smelled anything else that smells like this. In my experience, I've not smelled another fragrance that smells like this. This is a sweet and salty, smoky marshmallow fragrance. There's a lot of white florals in this. There's tiare flower, there's incense, and like a toasted marshmallow note, and seawater. I love this fragrance. The seawater gives it like seawater, I don't know. But that seawater note gives it like a slightly freshness and slightly saltiness in the opening. And then once that dissipates, once the opening has passed, you're left with a very warm, very heavy, smoky marshmallow white floral fragrance. It is absolutely divine. And now that I've had this for like maybe a year or two, you can see like how the juice has turned. Oh, there's vanilla also. That vanilla quality, that vanillic quality in the fragrance has made this strong. You really don't need a lot. A little goes a long way for this one. Too much and it can be, like I said, like a very heady white floral. But this is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance for cold weather. I mean, who doesn't love wearing toasted marshmallows during the fall and winter season? So much so that I've been layering with Bath & Body Works Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, and 10 out of 10 combination. Oh, I fucking love this. 10 out of 10 combination. I love it, love it, love it, love it. This gives this fragrance a little more sweetness. So this is a more sweet marshmallow scent profile, and I just like to amp up that quality in M. So this one I absolutely love wearing. Gotten compliments while wearing those two combinations. I don't know if they still make Boardwalk Marshmallow Clouds, to be honest, because all of my Bath & Body Works fragrances are super old and I've not shopped there in quite some time. But if anyone does have it, I highly, highly recommend, and I hope anyone else can vouch for me. Like, that's one of my favorite scents from Bath & Body Works. Another longtime fave is Victor and Rolf's Flower Bomb Dew. This smells very similar to Flower Bomb. This one just has an added iris note. So it's amped up on that powdery makeup quality that Flower Bomb can have. And I don't remember if this one has that patchouli note that Flower Bomb has. But nonetheless, I love it. I am a patchouli lover. Sorry if these bottles are like, they got fingerprints like all over it. They're so dusty. But yeah, one of my favorite fragrances. Halfway through this bottle here, I finished my Flower Bomb, so kind of finishing up this one before I decide to repurchase another Flower Bomb. But this is absolutely beautiful. It like envelops you in a cloud of like powdery soft irises. And it's sweet. It's like a girly girl fragrance. This makes me think of fluffy pink sweaters, and I absolutely love it. Now, this one I haven't given much wear yet. This is Banana Republic's Tobacco and Tonka Bean. And this is a very sweet, fruity vanilla fragrance. I don't necessarily get a lot of tobacco. There's no smoky quality to it. It's more of those sweet tobaccos. It's really, really nice. Really, really nice unisex scent. The vanilla, the juice has gotten darker in this, as you can see. So the vanilla quality has matured. I just haven't given this much wear because I think I've I've added too many other fragrances that I love more than this one. Not to say that I don't like it, but I'll be giving this one more wear once the weather starts to get a little cooler, because something about this I don't like to wear when it's hot. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, but I can't wear vanillas when it's hot. And we've been having like weird weather lately that I just haven't really fully been reaching for it. Another fragrance that I am revisiting, and you know, I keep going on the fence with this. I know I featured this in my declutter video, but you know, I had a little note that I said that I'm gonna give this another try. Unlike Miss Dior, she's got to go. But this one, what I keep going back and forth is that I really like how it smells. I really like how it smells. It's just that violet note kind of bothers me. Like, I love, love, love that caramel, coffee, vanilla, like quality that it has. All of that works. It's just that violet note. And some days I have good days and I don't smell it. Like, I don't know if maybe I've just gone nose blind to it, or it's just not as apparent, or the weather, it fits right. I don't know. But some days I can't smell it. And as you can see, like this has matured. So it's gotten better than when I first had it. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it until I can't keep it anymore. Maybe I'm just in denial, but I have given this some more wear, and I really do like the fragrance. I just know maybe the fragrance has good and bad days with me, but I have been giving this wear, and on the days that I do wear it and it works with me, it's so nice and it works beautifully. One fragrance that is new to my collection, and I'm so happy to have, is my first full bottle replica. This is Coffee Break, and I've loved this fragrance for like years. Every time I would go to the Sephora, I have to spritz like a little bit of Coffee Break on my hand. Every time I go to the Sephora, I'm there going to smell Coffee Break. I love how this smells so much. I personally have never smelled anything like this. It is aromatic while being powdery, while being slightly sweet, while being fresh. It's a very interesting combination of notes and accords. Now, I will say, I know the name says Coffee Break. This is light on the coffee, heavy on the break. This smells really just a very cozy, warm, powdery scent. The coffee in it, I think it's just to give it some sort of grounding quality because there's a lot of lavender in it. And the coffee helps it to ground it so that it doesn't lean towards being like cleaning product type of lavender. But really, this is just a very cozy scent. And I think this description is creamy and cozy, like again, minus the coffee. This really makes you think of more like, I'm taking a break. I'm on my 15-minute break. Nobody bother me. Don't nobody text me. You put your manager on do not disturb. You put your phone on do not disturb. Your manager doesn't call you. It's more like that. It's a break. I will say with this fragrance, and what I've noticed actually with a lot of replica fragrances is that they tend to be more they're front-loaded scents. So when I say front-loaded scents, they put a lot in their top and mid notes so that when you first spray it, you get hit with a lot of scents, a lot of stimulation at once. And then the base notes are very, very, very soft. And I think that's why a lot of people complain about the longevity and oh, it doesn't last, or, oh, this doesn't have any projection, there's no sillage. But I think it's because these replica scents, they're very front heavy. Even the notes on Coffee Break, when you look at the top notes, it has like patchouli and like cypriol oil and pink pepper. And these are like really short-lived, like heavy notes. So when you spray it, it's like a blast of notes. So I find that sometimes it's a little sharp. And then after like a while, it quickly dissipates. And then you're left with like a blast of like the coffee and lavender. And then after a while, then that goes away and you're kind of left with some of the woody dry down. And I even noticed that I have the little tester bottles of, what is that one? By the Fireplace. Again, same thing. Like they're very front heavy. So you get blasted with like that, I don't know if it's chestnut or the Peru balsam, like those spicy notes, the pepper notes. And then after a while, it quickly dissipates into something much more tame, but very close to the skin wearing. Yeah, so they're very front heavy scents. And it makes the overall wearing experience kind of lackluster, I should say. Yeah, it makes the overall wearing experience kind of lackluster because for something that opens up so loud and then it quickly dissipates and you can't smell it, especially for the cost of these fragrances, like this was not cheap. Even discounted, I bought this is 100 ml, and I bought this for $99. It was on sale. And even with including tax, it came out to like 107. And that's affordable considering like when you go to Sephora, you're looking at 130. And now I saw that they released their new fragrance. The one with the cookies. I forget the name of it. I forget the name of the new fragrance, but I'll probably like pop it up here somewhere. But with that one, like that's coming out to like $160 retail price. So I can see why there's a lot of love and hate with Replica. I do like their scents. I don't like the wear experience, but I'm gonna keep wearing this until I can't wear it anymore. I've even given this like a little mini dent because like I said, it opens up so much that it's jarring. So too much and I get a headache and then it quickly dissipates and then I want to retop it again. And last but not least, it's Thanksgiving season, so hello, duh. I'm pretty sure that everyone is going to reach for their angel share dupes, angel share inspirations, camera, like everything. Everybody's going to be smelling like booze this month. Everybody's going to be smelling like like Hennessy, like bourbon, like cognac, and I will be part of that brigade. This smells so good. This is inspired by angel share. I'd say like you get 20%, not 20%, like 80% of it. This one has more of a plum quality to it, so it's a little more fruity. It also has that cognac note, so it gives it that boozy quality. It's sweet. There's some woody notes in the base. I absolutely love this fragrance, and this is a great, great affordable fragrance and a very good inspiration for Angel Share. And I bought this on a whim, and I have no regrets. This has been sitting for about a year now. I wore this much just last year. So I know I'm already going to start, and I've already started wearing a bit of it this month for November as well. I love this fragrance. I love the scent profile so much. Like, I'm half curious to try other Angel Share dupes and see how they compare. But, you know, I got to tell myself to pause, to stop, pump the brakes. I don't need 50 million Angel Share dupes. I'll just continue to smell and wear this one until I'm happy and satisfied. But yeah, that's my tray for November. That's all the fragrances that I have been wearing so far. And, you know, I wear each different fragrances, different days, depending on my mood. And I have been good this month. Like, I've actually been sticking to mostly my entire tray. Let me know what you guys think. Talk to me in the comments below. Subscribe if you want to. I always appreciate it. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.